Good morning, Jesse. Jesse says, good morning, everyone. And how are you doing? Did you survive QuailCon? Good morning, Vicky. Vicky says, good morning, Verna. Good morning, chat. Do you guys survive QuailCon? Did you get one of the I Survived QuailCon shirts? I don't have mine on this morning. Brother Connection Home said, good morning, love. Good morning, Tickle Trunk. And Feather Connection Homestead says, yep, survived and thrived at QuailCon. We sure did, didn't we? Jesse says, hi, Kelly. Woman of Spirit, blessings. Woman of Spirit says, blessings, Verna. Love your video from QuailCon. I'm glad you enjoyed it. And Gildrow's Urban Homestead says, good morning from Aaron, Christina, and Lane. Good morning, you all. Loved meeting you at QuailCon. And Kelly says, hi, Jesse. Yeah, it was a blast at QuailCon. I mean, it's twice as long as the first one and twice as good. And I didn't think you can get twice as good. Jesse Mill says, hi, Gail Draws. I hope I'm saying your name right. Bags of Love, good morning from North Carolina. Sorry I missed QuailCon. Gilda Urban Homestead says, hi, Jesse. Gildros, am I pronouncing your name close at least? Brother Connection Home says to Gildros, I love seeing your video and hearing about your cutie learning to process. I remember when my son was 6 and we taught him. So proud. Gildros says, I'll teach you how to pronounce it next year. It's close. You know, I'm only 15 minutes away from my shire too. Vicky Kenton says, we need George to make a Survive QuailCon 2022 with a rain cloud on it. That's a good idea because it did rain all day Saturday. Kelly says, Verna, my son Xander says hi. He asked if you're nice. I says, oh yeah, she's the best. Xander, I want to meet you. I may not be the best, but I'm the crazy quail lady. Oh, need the coffee this morning to wake up with. He said, oh, he would love that. He said, she's so cute. I want to meet her. Oh, I'm just an old grandma, honey. I think he's mistaken me for Jasmine because Jasmine is a little cutie. Gildrow's Urban Homestead says, Feather Connection, thanks. Can't wait to see all you guys next year. Yeah, last year I saw you on passing. This year I got to talk to you a little bit, Aaron. Kelly says, got some new merch in the shop. Been working hard fixing my website, but dang, it's a learning curve. When you get it up, send me the link on Facebook, Kelly, so I can pass it around. In fact, everybody reached to me that was at QuailCon, reached to me on Facebook and tell me your websites And then I will put you in a special QuailCon members web pages so I can hand those out. Kelly, you can go ahead with your typos. Oh, Facebook, LOL. Whoops, typo. I don't know where your typo was. Aaron says, definitely share the new merchandise. We love to support our Quail family. You got that right. Because without the Quail family, everybody that goes to QuailCon, old, new, or whatever, they all feel like family. That's why it's so easy to speak there. Because you don't feel like you're in front of a bunch of strangers. You feel like you're talking to your whole family. Kelly says, oh, that's a great idea, Verna. We linked Dale's quails to my site already. My typo wasn't feathered. You know what? We don't care. I used to tell everybody I speak fluent Taiwanese. Chris Derry and Rose Elrod joined. Good morning and waves. And a great morning it is. It's not raining, but it is going to be a little hot today. We need cousin here. S.O. Swanson. We have to find out how many days till QuailCon. I know what to do. Echo, how many days till Labor Day weekend next year?
Labor Day in 2023 is 359 days away, on Monday, September 4th.
Echo, how many days till September 2nd, 2023?
September 2nd, 2023 is in 357 days.
357. Aaron says, Verna, we will be doing a couple videos this morning. That's great. You know I'm subscribed and I selected all when I hit the bell, so I get all of them. Kelly says, I think the difference at QC is it's like family you like that you're talking to. Ha ha ha. Well, see, I don't claim my family that don't want nothing to do with me. I only claim my heart kin. Because you can depend on them. Blood doesn't mean you're actually family. Feather Connections Home says at Guidros, what software do you use to edit? I have a channel but don't know much on editing. I'm better at designing merch, LOL. What I use for editing is a Windows program called, oh, I can't remember what it's called. Jesse Mills says, did everyone see Jasmine's first ever video? Yes, and it was great. She did very good on her first video. And she was always afraid to put one out, but she did a fantabulous job. Truck 3 Warren says, morning, Verna and the rest of the Quail family. Raining here, must have followed us. How are you this morning, Truck 3? And Woman of Spirit, what are you doing right now? Kelly says, I saw the video but didn't watch the whole thing yet. Aaron says, Kelly, that's a question for Christina. I'll get her to message you on Facebook. Aaron, what town do you guys live in? Jesse says, hi, Truck 3. It's supposed to start raining here in the next hour. Yeah, we're not getting rain today. Woman of Spirit says, Verna, watching you and doing CS on computer. What is CS? Aaron says, we live in Galena, Louisiana. Oh, okay. I thought you were only 15 minutes from my shire. Woman of Spirit, customer service. Okay. See, it's been so long since I had a job that, we used to call ourselves CRS, but I don't remember why. Customer retail service, I guess. Jesse Rose, that's Kelby's life. That is 15 minutes. Ah, okay. So I'm getting everybody confused this morning. I'm not quite awake. Truck 3 says, you can just call me Jackie. I am actually the warden for the other half that drives Truck 3. Inside joke in our house. We're doing good. Hi, Jesse. Okay, Jackie. Now I see why you're the warden. See, a lot of people don't realize women wear the pants of the family. Because they're the ones actually at home that knows what's going on. Oh, I guess everybody thought I would be nervous because yesterday was my first time speaking, and it's the first time speaking since I've been disabled. But I knew I'd do good for the simple fact everybody is friends. Jackie says, met you met the other half, so you can see why he needs a warden. Yep. Woman of Spirit, selling 12 of my Quail babies tomorrow. I'll take him more in case he loves them as much as I do and wants more. Well, then it's time to start incubating. Kelly says, speaking isn't so scary when it's all fam. That ain't that the truth? Of course, I've never been afraid of speaking out in public anyhow because I'm so opinionated. In fact, when I was in school, I used to love debating the teachers. Now, how many people here bought eggs at QuailCon? I hate when notifications pop up on my computer. Oh my God, me too. That's the other connection. I had some ideas on how to entertain everybody Saturday when it was raining. If I had a mic, it was one of those if you know kind of things, lol. Because I didn't, because I didn't know how to fly home with eggs. I understand that. I didn't because I didn't get to go on the Quail tour because when I went to go on the Quail tour, it was in between sessions. And it was pretty much over with. Because I sold about PJ Farm Fam helped me sell everything at my table. We had a few of the book ones that PJ made up left. Chris Derry, Rose Elrod says, I did. I bought 30. It's my first time incubating eggs. We're on day 5. That is great. Jackie said, picked up an order and brought some feathered sexibles and finished with my own eggs. 111 in my incubator. That is great. Good luck and happy hatching. Woman of Spirit says, I'm excited to see Zach's video on the new colors. Yeah, I didn't even get to see that. I'll have to see that next time I go out to the farm. Kelly says, yeah, we got to figure out how to streamline helping Zach sell eggs and birds so it doesn't overlap sessions. Maybe pre-sales. I can count money, so that's helpful. Yeah, but I'm sure you can also count eggs, Kelly. Gidros Urban Aaron says, I bought 180 eggs at QuailCon. I'm scared to count how many I actually have in the incubator. You must have a bigger incubator, one of the cabinets. Good morning, Time and Timber Homestead. Jasmine, you did a great job. Kelly says, ha ha ha, oh nice. I have a GQF 1502. It's the best. And she says, hey, Jazz. Jessie Mills says, hi, Jasmine. Aaron says, incubate in a GQF. And for lockdown, I use Little Giants, a ton of Little Giants. Jasmine says, oh, geez, thanks, Verna. Big old heart. You did wonderful. You need to do more of them. The only thing you did is when you're trying to show close up, you were pointing at the wrong camera because you pointed at the lower camera that wasn't picking up anything, whereas you should have pointed at the higher camera that was getting you good. Other than that, you did a fantabulous job. Oh, Jasmine. Aaron says, hi, Jasmine. And then Jasmine says, I have chickens hatching today. Well, that's good for you, not for me. I wouldn't be able to have chickens here, even if I did sneak them in, because too messy. But my guinea pigs, my Kai, are doing good. Kelly says, did you mean chickens or chicks? Oh, you said chicks. Okay, Jasmine. I think she meant quail chicks. I hope so. Jesse Mills, I incubated in a 1502 and locked down in a hatching time C160 that I bought at QuailCon last year. So far, the only thing from hatching time that I like. Kelly says, maybe. Jasmine, are those chicken chicks or quail chicks? Jasmine says, I also use the Little Giant to lock down, hatch my jumbos instead of my refrigerator. At Jesse, ha ha ha, right? Quail, LOL. Okay. Yeah. Sometimes I see chicks as chickens, and a lot of time I call my quail chicks hatchlings. Jasmine says, when does your pregnant Kai give birth? I haven't the slightest idea, but I felt two babies in her when I pick her up. Woman of Spirit says, I want some ducks, but can't have them or chickens here. That's why quail is so wonderful for city dwellers. Yeah, and what's so cool is you can even, if you're allowed to have pets in your apartment, get some quail. Because ain't nobody going to know what it is. Gildo's Urban Homestead Jasmine, I'm also doing a butcher video today. I even have a couple of pens I'm doing. Jasmine says, what's the cure difference between guinea pigs and rabbits? Not really much of anything. They smaller cages, and you don't have to separate them from the males. Because they'll breed like rats. Sweet, you'll do great at Gedro's Urban Homestead. I ordered a triple layer brooder cage with not so much wood but more of the wire from Dale's Quails to put my Kai in. Jess Mills says, Kelly, yep, the cage is horrible. I want a $50 gift card when I still watch a certain other channel. I got a quail transport cage with it. Open the box and put it straight with the stuff to sell at. Swap. One of the spirits says, one of my male quail crows, and someone says, wow, what is the sound I hear? I said, oh, it's a gadget to scare off stray cats, LOL. The guy that lives below me, he says they sound like songbirds to him. Now he gets paid to clean out my cages at least once a week. But he thought they were always just birds outside. He didn't know they were in my apartment. Jasmine says, what else do you have going on today, Miss Verna? Anything in the freeze dryer? Well, last night I took out celery and tomatoes, sliced tomatoes. Then I put the freeze dryer in defrost cycle, and then I went to bed. And so after a live stream and I take Lucy out again, I'm going to be putting sliced melons and sliced bananas in the freeze dryer. And my helper's coming up and cleaning out the quail cage, and I got to clean out the rabbit cage. I mean, the guinea pig cage, the Kai cage. Deirdre's Urban Home says, Aaron says, I like the sound of Copernic's quail. Bob Whiteheads are nice songbirds as well. Well, I like arguing with my ruse. Because sometimes they say, it sounds like they say things, I have to answer it and be a smart aleck to them. And usually if they say pick me, I eventually pick them for calling. See, I won't have Bob Whites because I'd have to get a permit for those. Time and Timber says, oh, very nice. Celery smells so good. And I love freeze-dried bananas. Yeah, they're not so hard on you as dehydrated ones are. I can't eat dehydrated bananas, but the freeze-dried ones I can eat. Aaron says, I talk to my animals all the time. Jackie says, Aaron, so you ship Bob White quail eggs? Jackie, okay, I said that already. Jasmine says, pick me, pick straight for the freezer. Yep. Sometimes they say, get back here, or spoiled brat. And yeah, I tell them they're spoiled rotten. They're going to go in the freezer. It's almost time for me to pick out what ruse I want to go in with my girls, and which one's going to freezer camp. Rose Homestead says, Truck 3 Warden, I'm not NPIP yet. That's my goal in a few weeks. Zach's speech lit a fire under me and gave me the boost I needed. Hey, cuz. S.O. Swanson said, good morning, cuz. Good morning, cousin. Jesse says, hi, S.O. Cadro's Urban Homestead says, but yes, once I'm NPIP, I will ship Bob White eggs. Because it says, I feel like I know most of ya. Yep, there isn't a stranger in the chat today. We didn't pick up any new members yet. Good morning, Nikki. Nikki James says, good morning, Verna. Kidro says, S.O. Swanson, how many days until QuailCon? 23. S.O. Swanson says, hey, Jasmine, Jesse, and Aaron. And truck 3 is Jackie, cuz. Hey, Steve. Hey, Nikki. 357. Ha, ha, ha. Jackie says, truck 3 wants to raise 200 Bob Whites next year. I'll have to keep in touch with you. Jasmine says, boy. You know what? I can start freeze drying my extras for, well, heck, by QuailCon, I'll have enough stuff to sell without having to work before QuailCon, except for the surprise book. Nikki J says, hi, Jasmine and all. Okay, guys, a notification. On Quail in the Kitchen, the book that I'm going to be starting on next week will be all about pickled eggs. Jackie says, good morning, Steve. Working on James' project now. Bradley James says, good morning. Good morning, Bradley. Give me a second. I got to go get some more coffee. Excuse me, Lucy. Coffee, the elixir of life. Let me see what it is. Okay. Time and Timber Homestead wants to know, it says, Verna, what color quail do you have right now? Right now, the only thing I have is jumbo wilds and jumbo white winged pharaohs. Time and Jasmine says, hey Brad. Steve says, hey Pumpkin Jackie. Yeah, those are the only ones I have right now. Till next time I go to my shire, I'll buy some more. And Aaron says, hi Brad. So Vicky and Brad joined us this morning. And Nikki and Brad. Yeah, Vicky, Nikki, Brad. Andrea Perry, hello. How are you this morning, Andrea? Vicky Kenton said, what is everyone's favorite jerky rub? I'm doing the carnivore diet, so I'm looking for no sugar, no carb rubs instead of marinades for quail jerky. Thank you in advance. Vicky, how about jerk rub? Jasmine says, hey, Andrea. You got, let me see what's in jerk rub. So I got this on Amazon. And let me read what the ingredients are for you. Allspice, proprietary spice blend, cayenne and salt. Contains no MSG, no preservatives, and all that. So this would be a good one for you. Marianne, hi Verna, good morning. So glad I caught you live. Marianne, I'm glad you joined us. Aaron says, I like a coffee and black pepper rub. Andrea says, North Carolina heat and humidity has me wishing my quail were inside, lol. Only been here a few weeks. Oh, I can understand that. Jasmine at Time and Timber says, Vicky, I eat carnivore too. Coconut aminos with garlic onion, black pepper, and smoked sea salt is simply delicious. Chris Dairy, Chris and Rose says you can buy jerk seasoning. I like to use garlic, ginger, onion, lemongrass, galangal root powders. I also throw in some salt and pepper, cayenne pepper, white and black sesame seeds, and a pinch of powdered smoke. Sensational season Jamaican jerk rub. I'll investigate it. Yeah, I read the ingredients, and I mean, it looks pretty good. I haven't used it yet. I'm going to use it on quail. Oh, it tastes great. And no, there's, I don't taste sugar in it. The only sweetness I get is a hint of something that I know, but I can't place it right now. Chris and Rose says, for an acid, I use balsamic vinegar. Then I add star anise and cloves. Oh, that gives it a licorice and clove taste. It's a lot, but delicious. Sounds good. A lot of people don't realize how to get liquid smoke. In the old smokers, you had a bowl of water sitting under the racks, and that's where the smoke would go into and condense, as well as sometimes it's the meat juices. But you know, if you had that, then boiled it down, then put it in the freeze dryer, you could make your own powdered smoke. Because I made powdered quail broth. Chris Rose says, yeah, I use this mad concoction on everything beef, pork, chicken, etc., and quail. Yeah, I can imagine. You know what? You should bottle it up and sell it, just like they do the jerk seasoning. Because I got liquid, I mean, I got the jerk sauce, but when I seen the jerk seasoning, I just had to get it. Time and Timber Home says, look at you with the do it yourself powdered smoke idea, Verna. Jasmine, that's my problem. I am thinking all the time and thinking the best ways to use what I have to make things better. Vicky says, the quail bought me an electric smoker, so I smoked the jerky for an hour before putting it in the dehydrator to finish drying. I'm finding lots of recipes for Jamaican jerk seasoning. No, they don't have sugar in them. Aaron says, I want to add Verna to my apocalyptic crew. She's so knowledgeable. I come up with, that's why I'm the crazy quail lady, crazy like a fox. And Jasmine agrees with Aaron. Right. I've always been that way. For a sweeter flavor, I use honey or brown sugar. You know what honey I have that I really love? And that is buckwheat honey. It is so much richer with nutrients than your standard honey. I'm going to be adding that to my next loaf of bread when I make it. Haven't decided if I was going to, yeah, I'll make it for my English muffins. Jenna says, molasses or honey, yay! Well, see, if you use buckwheat honey, it's like molasses and honey mixed together, color wise and thickness wise. Now, guys, I'm going to break down and have me a cigarette because I want about an hour without one so far. And that's what I'm doing. I'm slowing down on my smoking. Jen says, yep, I plant buckwheat this year for the bees. The heat really ruined the plants. Yeah, that heat has done a lot of damage for people. But that's going to be a dark honey if they got any of the flowering from it. Did any recent rains come around and liven anything back up for you, Jasmine? Brett says the heat and too much rain. What state are you in, Brad? Jackie says, questions. I had heard that if you use local honey, it helps with allergies. If you use honey from out of your area, it isn't as good. Can a honey person tell me if this is true? Jackie, I'll tell you for sure it is true because when I had too much problem with my allergies, I searched for a local honey. And I even give it to my nurse that comes twice a week when her allergies are kicking her butt. I'd make her take a couple teaspoons of it. Jasmine says, good job. Slowing down is progress. Better for your health. Yep. I can't have a cigarette but once an hour. So next time I can have a cigarette will be at 11:45. Chris and Rilla says, we have had way too much rain here in Arkansas. My garden has been terrible. And Bradley's in Missouri. So Arkansas and Missouri is one right on top of the other. Gilrose Urban Homestead says, now that we have Jasmine on YouTube, Brad, it's your turn. Yep, Brad, it's your turn. Jasmine says, yes, right before QuailCon, we got some good rain and most of the plants in the garden perked up. Did it help with your buckwheat? Jackie, yes, I'm a beekeeper and it's true. Brad says, I will be working on a video or two. Now, don't just work on it. You got to process it and put it out there. Steve says, waiting for Jasmine's next video. Jasmine says, yeah, Brad. Marianne, I found a roo that is puffed up. His cavity is soft, mushy, and he feels like it has fluid or air. Any ideas what it can be or how to treat it? Thank you. Well, I don't know what you mean by puffed up and his cavity is soft and mushy. A lot of times they do feel that. It feels like it has fluid or air. I would say give it some electrolytes or some rooster booster And just keep your eye on him for a couple days. Gildrose Urban Homesteader Aaron says, Lane just watched Jasmine's video and he recognized the murder apron. Jasmine says, no, not with the buckwheat, unfortunately. Is it too late for you to plant more buckwheat, Jasmine? Jasmine says, LOL, Lane. I am working on making some murder aprons available. Marianne says, swollen cavity. Is it just the stomach area or around his butt? Marianne? Time and Timber Hope said, not too late, just need to get my patootie in gear. Steve says, for buckwheat honey, don't you have to have a humongous field of it to limit what the bees have access to? You know, Steve, even if she just has some buckwheat in her honey, it'd bring it up better. Marianne says, okay, we'll do electrolytes. Thank you, Verna. Yeah, it could be just he's overate. Could be he needs to take a poo. And he could have sauerkraut. If it's stomach cavity, is it the chest area or the stomach area, Marianne? To be honest, I don't know what to do about sauerkraut. I'd have to look it up. Let me see. How to fix sauerkraut. Gently massage your crop to try to shift any blockages. Do not do this if it causes liquid to overflow. Offer grit and treat with probiotic or apple cider vinegar. His whole body is swollen. I'd give him some probiotics and electrolytes. And I would put him in a cage by himself. I would put him in a cage by himself, give him electrolytes and probiotics. You can mix those in the water at the same time. In fact, let me see what this is I have. Okay, I do have that right here that I use. I haven't gave him any this year because I haven't seen any problem with them. And let me find what I did with. There it is. It's Rooster Booster, vitamins and electrolytes with a lactobacillus, a balanced supplementary nutritional product for poultry. And you use 1/3 teaspoon per gallon of water, or 1 ounce per 16 gallons of water. So that has it all in there. Electrolytes, probiotics and all. Chest, abdomen, legs, and sides. I would definitely put him by himself, Marianne, and give him some of this until he straightens up or whatever. Jasmine says, yes, honeybees are efficient in large crops, all blooming at the same time. Buckwheat fields are sown and bees are moved to the field to concentrate the nectar collection. Is the fluffing of the feathers feel that way? Make it feel like this? Is what Steve S.O. Swanson says. Yeah, Mary Ann, your best bet is Brewster Brewster. So no matter what's wrong, that would help. If it was just fluffing of the feathers, it could be getting ready to go into a molt. Soft and mushy to touching the skin and body, not fluffing the feathers. Yeah, whenever in doubt, separate and Rooster Booster. And you can get Rooster Booster delivered to you, or you can go to Tractor Supply or wherever you get your feed and see if they have it there. Alrighty, we'll tweet him like you suggest. Thank you all. Yeah, it's better to be safe than sorry because if he's got something, you don't want it to pass on to the other birds. And just give him the Rooster Booster and he should be fine. Is he eating and drinking good, Marianne? Okay, any other questions this morning? Nikki, what are you doing lately since QuailCon? Jasmine, what's your next video going to be about? And when do you harvest your honey next? See, the buckwheat honey I got came from Canada. I don't have any local honey at the moment. Or let's say the little bit I do have is crystallized. Jasmine says, I am a bit under the weather today, so lots of napping in the future. Jasmine, yeah, you're probably, oh, you're probably catching up to the exhaustion from coming down from the high from QuailCon. Marianne says, not eating or drinking now, and it's pooping okay. Marianne, give him a little grit and sprinkle it on top of a piece of cucumber that you've cut in half. So Swanson says, I'm working on improving my cages, making an auto feeder with sewer pipes. Just trying to figure out how to have it come out of the cage itself. Nikki says, been catching up with cleaning pens and sewed some quail this week. Congratulations. The C says, although I don't know if making it easier is a good idea, can make me lazy. Yeah, because that's a big problem. Vicky says, just listening to you as I scrub my 5-tier cage, hatching time cage to sell today. One of my quail buyers was evicted due to a fire happening now in California and he needs the cage. Oh, wow. Aaron says, Marianne, I have seen that in turkeys. It was a busted air sac. His neck was all puffed up. But Aaron, how about it going through the whole body all puffed up? Would you call it, Aaron? Are you going to put the 1-inch diameter holes in the pipe for them to be able to feed out of, Steve? Aaron, what do you do about a busted air sac? Charlie, Kelly says, sorry, totally still here and listening. I'm just doing chores before jujitsu. That's what I figured, Aaron. Sadly, I called him. Jasmine says, nice chatting, y'all. I got to go. Have a wonderful weekend. You have a blessed weekend, too. Nikki J says, sounds like possible collapse long. Yeah, in that case, you may want to call it. Marianne, you're not using diatomaceous earth in your sand baths, are you? Nikki J says, Jasmine, hope you feel better. C says, I'm going to go a bit larger than 1 inch, as 1 inch just looks so small. I have 2 inch in my Tupperware feeders, and that works pretty good for them. Well, that's great. Then that's what you do on them. Oh, guys, when my Aaron says sounds cruel, but I have somewhere around 1,500 birds on my farm, so not much time for rehabilitation unless it's one of Christine's paychecks. Guys, I want to show you something. I got a rented coop water for my koi, kai, or whatever you want to call it. That's how it looks when you put it out on there. So they have the little water cup. I think that can do good for anybody that's just got a small cages, no matter what animal it's for. The only problem with quail is you'd have to put a cover over it so they don't sit in it. You know, Aaron, I don't think calling an animal is cruel. I think letting it suffer is crueler. Aaron says, Steve, I like 1x2. I like my oh trench waters and trench feeders. She says, Aaron, you talking about the wire, right? Shoot, I forgot to put this back in. Aaron says, yes, sir. I also use 1x2 wood for building. Marianne says, no diatomaceous earth on sand. That's great because that's one thing that I'd worry that he got into, that he breathed in that would have caused that. Because a lot of people add it to their sand, they don't realize that when they're kicking up the sand, that's too much dust. She says, as they are outside, that's why I went with pipe, so it would stay drier. Let's see, I've got some bird calling to do. Aaron says, I have quail outside, inside my shed and inside my chicken coops. I have quail in a 1 bedroom. Quail and kai. She says, I'm making my auto plucker next. Have all my parts, going to use a drill to turn it. You need to put that on a video, Steve, how you make that. I would say take an old drill or an old electric screwdriver or something like that and just use the motor part for the plucker. Aaron says, I have an electric quail plucker. It's not the easiest thing to use. Honestly, most of the time I just skin them. You know, when you want to pluck, you can just use a towel to pluck them with. You just rub the towel, just grab the big ones off, and then use the towel to get the small ones off with. Nikki James says, I agree, Steve. Share with the class. Here it says, Steve, make two and I'll buy one. Yeah, after I get this next batch in the freeze dry. Good morning. Ed got back, said, morning, Verna. Good morning, Ed. Glad you made it. But after I do my fruit, or if I have any room on my fruit, I'm going to put some bite-sized Tootsie Rolls on in my freeze dryer, see how they turn out. As I just happened to wake up in time. And Jesse says, hi, Ed, got bait? Aaron says, hi, Ed. She says, my daughter used to pluck them, but I now live 70 miles away from her. Well, what about your grandson? He's so good at everything. He would be glad to learn how to do that. And the way Jasmine shows how she cleans out the inner, I think I'm going to do that next time. Dad says, hi, Jesse, Aaron, and Steve. Woman of Fresh says, Verna, my last hatch out is 3 weeks old. Can they have a sand bath? At 3 weeks old, yeah, I'd give them a sand bath, mostly if you're going to give them some cucumber, too. I mean, they're old enough now, they can go out in the grow out cage. Because they should have all but a little bit. Yes, going grow out cages today. See, that's good. Put them in the grow out cage with a sand bath. And Woman of Spirit says, hey, Ed, got bait. And I got to haul water today. And Ed got me says, "Hi, woman of spirit." See, so Jasmine taught him how to do butcher, so that's why we're gonna try the plucker. That way we can offer skin on and skin off. I can sell the meat here without being USDA. Yeah, you can sell it from your farm as long as you don't sell over so much a year. Woman of Spirit says, Verna, what are you hauling water for today? Well, I don't have a hose to connect up to my water buckets for my birds. So I have to haul some water jugs to fill up the bird's 5-gallon bucket. Yeah, and Ed says, I got a freeze dryer also. Just need to set it up. Yeah, you set it up. Then you have to do your bread run, but you have to wait 24 hours after you set it up. And Nikki J says, I love what introducing my young to the sand bath. Always gives me a big smile watching them enjoy that first time. Yeah, that is comical. And the thing is, every time I take them out of the sand bath, put them back in their cages, I end up getting showered in sand. She says, I have to get a permit. It's going to cost me a whole $10. A permit for what, Steve? For selling your meat? For my apartment, I don't need a permit because I don't sell as much. Well, I think my phone died. I'm going to have to put that on the charger. I can only raise 100 birds per year. Then if I go over that or sell the eggs and meat, then I'll have to have the permit. Okay, with me they consider it differently. I think it's like 600 here. Well, guys, I need more coffee. Be right back. I go raise 100 birds per year. Then if I go over that or sell the eggs and meat, then I have to have the permit. So with a permit, it's just about anything goes. Unless I'm mistaken, I can sell retail as well. In Memphis, I had no limit. We could only sell the eggs to individuals or live birds, nothing processed. See, around here, it doesn't matter. You can sell processed. You can process your meat from the farm as long as you don't sell over a certain amount. And it says, here's one idea I had for the FD market at reptile owners, freeze dried pinkies, and whatever size mice, rats, and quail I can fit in the freeze dryer. That way they're shelf stable and don't have to be kept in the freezer. Yeah, if they wanted to make feel like it's a fresh kill, then they just have to soak it overnight in water. Take out what they need and soak it overnight in water. Then it's ready to go. But you're going to have to tell them that, Dad, that before they feed, soak it overnight in water so that their animals don't choke. But you can also freeze dry the pinkies and sell them as dog treats. It would probably would to get it up to full rehydration because meat takes longer to take the water. She says, Ed, you said freeze dried pinkies? Are you moving people's little fingers? Grather Branch Homestead says, hello, good morning. Good morning, Grather Branch. Matt, I think, right? Oh, guys, I'm breaking down. I'm having another smoke. Yeah, I must have got it right. Trying to remember everybody's name. Well, now this time that I'm not being pressured by QuailCon, this time when I call my birds, I'm gonna after they have the 24, 36 hour soak in ice water, I'm gonna debone them and make up more bone broth and freeze dry it. And then I'll freeze dry my quail too. The filleted quail. And then he got Betty laughing. Steve, you volunteering? Matt says, how cool. Oh. Because with quail, when you process them whole and fat cock them and put them in the freeze dryer, if you don't have them weighed under the water, then just the outside meat rehydrates, the inner meat doesn't. Otis says, morning, all. Good morning, Otis. Surprised to see you this morning. C says, you can have two of mine, but not for 4 years when I retire. I need them at this time. So, cuz, how old you going to be when you retire? In May, I am technically retired. That says, guess I will have to do some testing on that idea. S.O. Swanson says, what is it, Pinky? It's a newborn mouse or rat that hasn't got its fur yet. Yep, I was right. That says newborn baby mice. You know what? Kai is just like quail. You know how quail are hatched with all their feathers, and a lot of birds don't. Well, Kai are born with all their fur, so they look just like mini Kai. They're one of the mammals that have it all. Matt says, I'm planning fall things and listening, so may not be in chat too much. Matt, what are you planting? See, says 4 years older than I am today. Haha. Well, happy birthday, Steve. I'll be 71. Matt says garlic, onions, radish, spinach, winter wheat. Okay, yeah, I was thinking I just harvested my red potatoes. So I was thinking about using that pot for some garlic. And I'll have to check on um, Farmer's Almanac to see if it's good for planting today. I haven't checked my mail yet. Matt says, great idea. She says, it's not my birthday, that's November. Yeah. So you're a half year from mine. 6 months from mine, because mine's May. I'm expecting one. Any day I go in there, I may have some baby Kai. But I'm hoping not until I get my new cages. Because then I'll keep a male and a female in two of the cages. And then I'll use my third cage as the grow out cage. Then I'm going to use one of the other cage. I have two other cages that I'll have by then. I may use one of them to hold the males. Let me put the two females together and hold the males in a separate cage when I'm not breeding. And one of the cages I can put on my incubator so that I can still run my incubator. C says, when you plant garlic, is it from seed or with a clove like onion bulb? You do it from the clove, Steve. You take your bulb of garlic, separate it into cloves and plant the cloves pointed side up. And when they have some growth and then it dies off in the winter, then it comes back in the spring a lot better. And that way, that's when you, after it does seeds, that's when you can start harvesting. Did Aaron leave? I haven't seen him for a while. And Vicky and Nikki are all gone. At least they're not showing up. Let's see. Yeah, a lot of people have left. I watch on my TV. Gotta step away for a second. I think it's about time that we end it all because everybody left. And we've been going for almost an hour and a half. Jesse Mills says, I'm still listening, but I'm at work, so can't talk much. That's understandable, Jesse. I say at the half hour mark, I'm going to end it for today so I can get busy on the things I got to get done. Because I need to get that freeze dryer going again. Need to take Lucy out for a walk at noon. Matt says, y'all have a good day. Thank you, Verna. Matt, come in. I'm here every Saturday at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Woman in Spirit says, I'm still here just listening. Well, in one more minute, I'm going to call it a day. Nikki says, I'm still here just working on stuff. Well, at least I got to drop in for a bit, Ed said. Granted, Matt says, I'll be here. Trying to decide how I'm going to slice up my bananas, if I'm going to do them in spears or what. Aaron says, thanks. Well, y'all, it's 11:30. Everyone have a blessed day. And don't forget, you're only limited by the imaginations of your mind. Gotta go, monster puppy. Blessings, everyone. See you next week, same time. And see you tomorrow night at My Shire Farm.